Hello darlings, and welcome back to my channel. I'm glad that you could join me for today's video. I hope you are all feeling well. I haven't been feeling all the best lately, which is why I haven't made a video or uploaded a video to my channel last week. And the two videos that we're going to make, I'm going to make an upload later this week. And I never thought about making this video. I wasn't going to, but then I thought about it and I thought, well, maybe I should, because it's important for all of us to realize is that when we're not feeling well or the best for whatever reason, it's important to take time out to look after ourselves, which isn't being selfish, because if you don't look after yourself, how can you look after others? And the simple answer is you can't. And that's what I was doing last week, just resting and relaxing and recuperating. And when I saw my doctor a few days ago, I was complaining about not having any energy. And he said it was because of my depression, which I think that's also part of it. But I also know that it's also got, my lack of energy has also got to do with my PTSD and anxiety. And PTSD stands for post-traumatic stress disorder, which was a result. This is so hard for me to talk about at times, But it's important to talk about this subject. And oh my God. I'm sorry about getting emotional. I try not to, but I always do. But because I'm a recovering domestic violence survivor, I used to be a victim, but I'm a survivor now, as you know. Because I have PTSD from the violence, I was married for 22 years, and that's a long time. And because of the PTSD, I have nightmares every night. Even after all these years later, after I finally left my ex-husband, I still have nightmares. If I go to sleep during the day, I still have a nightmare. If I have 4 or 5 dreams, they're all nightmares. And it's so intense, and it's just like as if I was there yesterday. I feel like I'm living 2 lives, meaning I've got my normal life at home now during the day, during my waking hours, which I love. I can't believe how happy I am. But then, as soon as I go to sleep and my subconscious mind takes over, I'm still living in the past. But the problem is with me, because it's my heart. Because every time I think about what happened, or I dream about it, or even when I'm writing my book about what happened, even right now, just talking about it to you, my heartbeat automatically goes straight up to 190. I kid you not. And that's another reason why I have a lack of energy, because when I wake up in the mornings, I never used to have to do this before I got married. Now when I wake up in the morning, I've got to do breathing exercises and relaxation techniques just to start my day. Because of the nightmares, I wake up exhausted. And then when I wake up, I still think, because I'm still half asleep, I think, I'm still there with the violence with my ex-husband, until I realize, oh no, I'm here in my new life, you know. And I mean, this is what I wanted to talk to you about, because I know there are so many others of you out there who are trying to overcome some sort of trauma, people who have anxiety, depression, PTSD for whatever reasons. And it's important that we all understand that it's okay not to be okay. I mean, it's time for us to ignore the shames of yesterday that don't serve us anymore. Like, for example, you know, back in the old days, you know, back in my heyday, you know, you never spoke about being emotionally unwell. And if you did, you know, people would look upon you and talk about you behind your back and, you know, and say mean things about you, which shouldn't happen, but it doesn't now. But that's how it was back then. And people would call you selfish for taking time out to look after yourself, but it's not selfish. Because like I said, if you don't look after yourself, how can you look after others? You can't. And that is why it's not selfish to take time out to look after yourself, because you have to. Because your health is the most important thing. Without your health, you've got nothing. You know? I mean, even if you have everything in the whole world and you're a billionaire or a millionaire living in a mansion and you've got plenty of fur babies and that, but if you don't have your health, well, that's no good to you. And that's why it's so important for us to look after our health, especially when you're doing van life, because it can be so draining, especially like on travel days where you're traveling all day to get from one destination to another, you know, and looking after your van. It can be quite exhausting and quite tiring, and it does drain your energy. So when you're doing van life, you need to really look after your health too. And also, oh my God, I've gone hot too because of menopause. But the people who tell you you're being selfish for taking time out to look after yourself, they're the ones who are being selfish, not you. So it's important to remember that. And for all the other people who are like domestic violence victims, I know how you feel. I want you to know that you are not alone. I used to think I was alone too, but you're not. And this is the thing, because I want to be, like right now, my book that I've just finished writing, which is called The Spider Feeling, that's being published right now. And I think I explained why I call it The Spider Feeling. But anyway, let's keep going on with this video for now, because I don't want to take this video to be too long. It's already about 10 minutes now. And it's not worth being in a domestic violence relationship. It's not. It's not worth it, and it's quite boring too. And my ex-husband, he sent me some messages on YouTube, you know, asking me or demanding me to stop making videos and stop telling my truth. And I'm like, no, I'm not going to stop. I used to ask him to stop being violent, and he would laugh at me. And he would say, no, family, I will not stop. And then he would behave triple-fold, worse than what he was before. And I could clearly see that he enjoyed being in that state of mind. And now I'm saying to him, no, I'm not going to stop making my videos. I'm not going to stop sharing my truth and my story because I want to be the role model for other domestic violence victims or other people from trauma who are overcoming, who are trying to overcome some sort of trauma, who want to get back to being them old selves again, but it's very hard to do that. And for me, it's been 8 years now since I first left my ex-husband in 2016. And like I said, I still have PTSD, anxiety and depression. I still have the nightmares. I still jump 10 feet in the air when a car goes past. Which, especially when you're out in public, it's embarrassing, But I want to be that role model to show others that, hey, look, I can survive this. I think to myself when I come across something hard now, if I can survive 22 years of that, then I can overcome anything. And I know if I can, I know you can too. And this is why I write my books. And I'm going to start writing my second book soon. And which is about, overcoming trauma and trying to get back to yourself. It's about prevail and resilience and being stronger than what you actually think you are, all that sort of thing. And I want to say all those people who have suffered, I want to see them overcome their trauma and become their old selves again, like as if nothing ever happened. And I know it's not easy, but it can be done. I mean, it took me years before I could put my makeup back on. And now I enjoy wearing makeup all the time, just like I did beforehand. Because before I got married, I couldn't walk out the door without my makeup on, But because of the domestic violence, I stopped doing that. I lost interest in the things that I enjoyed doing. And it's taken me quite a long time to get back to where I was just before I got married. And this is the whole point of what I'm saying, because I know if I can do it, you can too. And I want to be that role model for you, to show you how I did it. Why? Everything, And if you need to take time out to rest, to recover, do that. And it doesn't matter how long you take. You need to do it for you, for yourself, because I know that if you push your real feelings down into yourself, and if you act the opposite way to how you're really feeling, like, for example, if you put on a smile and say, oh, yeah, I'm okay, and act like you're okay, but really on the inside, you're not. You're feeling the opposite. And if you keep doing that, after a while, that's going to result in sickness in the body, physical sickness, and you don't want that. And that happened to me. And I don't want that to happen to you or anyone else. And this is what I'm saying. It's okay to take time out for yourself to recover. whether it's anxiety, depression. I'll turn you back around here. Because if you don't, if you don't look after yourself, who's going to look after you for you? No one. You have to do it yourself. And it's important to, don't worry about what other people think or say if they say, oh, you're being selfish for taking time out, because you know that's not true. You ignore attitudes like that. And you don't go back until you feel like your old self again. And if you need all the time in the world, then you take all the time in the world. Because like I said, your health is the utmost important thing. Your health is just as important as your safety. And when you're in a domestic violence relationship, you know you're not going to be safe. And I know that's wrong. But the harsh reality in the real world, that's how unfortunately it really is. And that, if I had have known before I got married what was going to happen, if I had a crystal ball that showed me, I wouldn't have done it. It's not worth it, like I said. And in my book I explain about, like in the other video I explained about, if you start a new relationship with someone and you see the first warning sign or red flag, that's it. Get out of there ASAP. And it's the best thing you can do, because it's the easiest and the best time to leave, because you will know that he's not good enough for you. Because you deserve to be treated like a princess. And if that's not going to happen, then you're better off being on your own. At least you'll be safe. At least you'll be happy. And but this is why I wanted to talk to you. Like I said, I wasn't going to make this video. But last week, I had no energy at all. My PTSD was just so overwhelming, and my anxiety, I just couldn't function properly. And even though I have come a long way, since the day that I left my ex-husband in recovering from this trauma and stuff, every now and then I still have bad days like this, or a bad week like I did last week. And that's why I didn't make a video or upload the videos that I was going to make, which I apologize for. But I'm going to make and upload them later on this week. And the two videos that I'm going to make, which will be their next video, which is cooking a recipe, which I'm going to title Van Life Recipe. And the next video after that, which I was going to make, but I'm going to make later on this week, was about makeup, And so there were the two videos that I would have already done, I would have already created and uploaded to my channel. But because I wasn't well, I couldn't do it. And this is what I'm talking about. This is why I wasn't going to make this video at all, ever. But sometimes, it's just that life happens. And sometimes life doesn't go as you plan it, unfortunately. But that's just life, isn't it? And we have to accept that. And understand that it's okay. It's all right to take time out to look after ourselves and then, go back to what we were doing. And that's what I'm doing now. And that's why I thought I'd make this video, because I should make this video, because this subject is important, because we all have something, about us, whether it's overcoming something that happened in your childhood or whatever, And I know there are a lot of other people, including myself, who are still struggling. But that's okay. It's okay to struggle, because even though you're struggling, you're still improving. You're still taking small steps forward. And that's good. And I want you to remember that. So this video has been for nearly 20 odd minutes now. I think I'm going to turn you around here like that. I think I'm going to cut it. And I shouldn't have leaned on my shoulder like that. Ow! And that, but yeah. So that's why I thought I'd make this video, because you come back here. I don't know why he keeps doing that. No. Stay there. No. What did I just say? Stay there. I've got one of those what they call those camera things, and even though it works, which is good, but it keeps turning around to look where it wants to go, which I suppose that's not bad, but I just have to turn it back to focus on me, and I've gone red again from the menopause. Okay, so I think I'm going to cut it. So that's why I wanted to make, that's why I wanted to make today's video and explain why I didn't make an uploaded video last week. And the next two videos that I were going to make, I will make them and upload them later this week. So I thought it was important for me to talk about this subject, because I'm just like you, but like I said earlier, I want to be, that role model for you, to show you that I can do it, and if I can do it, you can too. And to say, oh look, I can get back to my old self and back to enjoying things that I used to do, and of course it's going to take time, and of course it won't be easy, but it does get easier with time. And so it's been 23 minutes now. I think I better cut it here. So that's what today's video is about. I just wanted to apologise for not making a video last week and explain why, like I said, and what my next plans are for later on this week. And for you to remember that it's okay not to be okay. And because we can be our own harshest critics at times, and we have to learn to treat ourselves the same way as if we would treat our best friend. We have to learn to do that. And it took me a long time to learn that. But I know if I can change my attitude and my perception, you can too, because when you change your perception, everything else changes. And that's where we start. We start by always thinking positive thoughts. Always looking at the positive things in every situation, even a negative situation. And this is the starting point, and that's where I started. And that's where we start from, and we take it from there. Okay, so this has been really difficult for me to talk about, as it always is. I think I'm going to go make a cup of herbal tea because my heartbeat is just racing. I need to have a break. So I just want to say thank you for joining me with today's video. I'm glad you could join me for today. And I'll be uplifting some more videos soon. So please take care, stay safe.